to you. Matt here, and welcome to day 18 of 30 days of intuitive eating. The journey of listening to and tuning into the body's natural wisdom so that we can stress less, ditch the diet, and carry on. It's a great opportunity, I've noticed, to unpack a lot of the self-limiting beliefs I have about myself and ones that I assign to others. We've explored letting go of labels, being unapologetic, just approaching our fears with compassion, and oh my goodness, each day just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better and better. But wherever you are on the journey, you are here right now. So let's be with this and explore today what we have in store. This journey was created by Megan McElroan with Intention Inspired. And today we are going to learn how to ride the natural flow of our thinking about food. So let's dive right in with our host Megan as we explore this intention of flowing.
Hello and welcome back to Intuitive Eating Encouraged. Our intention today is to learn how to ride the natural flow of our thinking around food and to notice past and present thinking as well. So why is this so important? As we've been talking about the last few lessons around people's opinions and the labels we put on ourselves and our perspective and being more objective, it's really good to notice that your line of thinking is often what's leading you to eat when you're not hungry. And so while this course is all about eating intuitively, right, listening to that natural hunger and fullness, which we've talked about already and that I hope you're continuing to practice, it's very easy to get caught up in your thinking and not want to keep eating intuitively. And I know we've already kind of talked about this a little, but I find it so important to sustainably stay on the intuitive eating, lifestyle track and not get sucked back into that diet mentality and wanting to count calories and go to the extremes for instantaneous gratification and quicker weight loss. And so it's all really about noticing that your thinking is consistently happening and that we're often reacting to our thinking in the moment, which means that it's not about the food. It's about how we hope the food will help us feel or avoid feeling. And so what does that look like? Well, it's about noticing that what we're eating can't change how we feel, and it doesn't really change our thinking. It might numb us to our thinking, but it doesn't change our thinking. And so when it comes to not being in the moment mindfully eating, right? So intuitive eating is very similar to mindful eating, meaning that we are in this moment with the food, we are paying attention to what we're eating, we're visualizing it, right? We're using all our senses that we can. We're looking at the food, we're smelling the food, we're tasting the food, we can touch the food, right? I guess you could hear the food cooking, right? So you're trying to use all your senses. And the more senses you use when you're eating, the more satisfied you feel. And what happens with mindless eating is that we're not in this moment. And when we're not in this moment, all that means is that we're in our head and we're either in the past or we're in the future. And that's what we want to talk about today, is to notice that your thinking naturally does this all the time. All the time your brain is going to the past and it's going to the future because it's trying to figure out the puzzle of today, right? Trying to solve something, it's trying to solve a problem, it's trying to predict what's going to happen if you do this today, right? Okay, if I eat this today, can I see weight loss tomorrow, right? So instead of really being today, paying attention to what you're eating, your focus is actually about, will I see weight loss? And what we want to do is be in this moment and eat for this moment. And that's where it can be easy to stop listening to your hunger and fullness cues because we get so focused on the future, right? Of, okay, I'm weighing in on Friday morning. I really want to see weight loss on Friday morning. It's Wednesday. So maybe I need to skip breakfast so I can see weight loss on Friday, right? So in this moment on Wednesday, we're not Wednesday morning eating breakfast. We're not here on Wednesday morning. Our brain is in Friday morning I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight. And so we're over here on Wednesday skipping meals. Instead of listening to the body that's hey, you're hungry, you need to eat a breakfast, right? Or lunch or dinner, whatever it is that you're skipping. And so it's really good to notice that you're thinking, it's naturally doing this all the time, not just with food, with everything in life. Every decision we make, it's trying to figure out, okay, have we done this in the past? And if we have, it's going to be the same, result as it was in the past. And if we've never done it, what's the future going to look like? We couldn't possibly know. And so it's like this fear of like repeating past mistakes and this fear of the unknown future. And we're reacting to these two things instead of just being here in this present moment, like on a Wednesday at breakfast, eating your breakfast and enjoying it and tasting it and using all your senses, right? So intuitive eating is about being mindful. And mindfulness is about being in this present moment and not in our heads in the past or the future. And so that's our goal today, is to slow down, right? We've already talked about eating slower, that rule of 20, which isn't a real rule, right? You don't have to like label yourself rule of 20. It's just a guideline. It's about noticing that hunger and fullness. It's about eating for energy and just noticing like, where is my thinking? And if it's not here right now in this moment, that's okay. Nothing's wrong with you. That's literally just what the brain does all the time, is it just kind of goes to the past and the present. It's trying to make connections. It's trying to find meaning, right? That's what the brain does. And all we want to do is come back to this moment. So whenever you're eating, the goal is just come back to this moment. Try not to be in the past. Try not to be in the future. Try not to be in fear and worry of the what ifs that we don't know about, that we can't know until we are in that present moment. So there's no reason to try to figure it out, right? Instead, trust that if you're listening to your body now in the present moment, what you want in the future will happen. Weight loss, right? We don't have to want weight loss and see it so far in the future and say, okay, I got to skip meals and count calories. We want to say, okay, the body knows what I need. It always tells me. It tells me when to pee. It tells me when to poop. It tells me when to eat. And I want to start listening to the eating one, definitely. And it tells me when I'm full, and I want to listen to that too. And if we do that, we will see weight loss. And that's what intuitive eating is all about. It's about being mindful and in this moment when you're eating and using your senses, enjoying the food and not going into the past or the future. So this is a quick, simple lesson. And your goal today is to just try to come back to this present moment whenever you're about to eat and just enjoy the food you're eating without worries about the past or the future. I hope you like this lesson, and I will see you in the very next lesson. Have a great day.
Yes, Meg. Beautiful. So many good reminders in there. I had just picked up my brother from the airport last night, and after telling me how much he loved me, which was beautiful. Thank you, Ben. I love you too. He was reflecting on like, I've done all the learning I need to do for this lifetime, in the sense of like just being stable and living a wonderful life. And so he's like, I can just relax and play more and have fun and yada yada. And I can feel that too. With this intuitive eating journey, it's like, notice when I'm overthinking. What am I trying to figure out? The body already knows. Trust, listen. That's why I like about my takeaway from today's session with Megan is that intuitive eating is mindful eating. And mindful eating is being present. I love how simple it is, but it's a practice. It's a practice. Right on. So let's just dive right into our healthy habit for the week, which has been to drink more water. Today, aim for at least 60 ounces of water. And this is just one step before our end goal for drinking water, which is 65 ounces of water. So today, if you've been with us, a little bit of increase each day, shoot for 60 ounces of water. Today's wise words are from Heraclitus, who said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man." All right, if you got your journal handy, whip it on out. Today's journal prompt question is, how does it feel to be around food when you're not hyper-focused on food? Go ahead and hit pause and give yourself a moment to journal on this. So for me, when I'm not hyper focused on food, there's certainly a lot less pressure. And sometimes I welcome the pressure of hyper focusing when I'm engaged in a big family gathering or maybe putting on a big um, dinner event. Hyper focusing can certainly help in facilitating the whole process. But on the day to day, I'd prefer to enjoy my food without the pressure that hyper focusing often creates. All right, diving into our micro challenge for the day on our intention of flowing. We are going to practice letting go of food thoughts when they come up. It's a practice. And that wraps up our intentional session today on flowing. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope you are inspired to cultivate your mindfulness practice around food, whatever that looks like. It's different for everybody, but I hope you have had a taste of the power and freedom that comes with having a little more mindfulness and body awareness when it comes to freedom from our food. Yeah, it's good stuff. Tomorrow, our intention is I am feeling. Feeling. And we're going to tune into how the feelings can be a guidance for us in this intuitive eating journey. But until then, keep on flowing and enjoy the day. See you tomorrow.